Another show-stopping performance from Moises Caicedo has players, pundits and commentators alike waxing lyrical about the number 6's ability. But where in fact does the young, diminutive Ecuadorian tank rate amongst his Premier League counterparts? Welcome, Blue Believers, to another episode of the Stamford Sink, where we are sinking out with everything Chelsea FC. And I am delighted to be making a video after a gritty 1-0 win at Tottenham that Moises Caicedo played a huge part in. And naturally, the question that is being asked again, it's been going on a little while, is Moises Caicedo the king of CDMs, the best midfielder in the Premier League? Well, we are going to answer that question here today. But guys, before we get into it, if you are enjoying the content and would like to see more, please do me the distinct honour of liking and sharing the video, subscribe to the channel, or just roast me in the comments, whatever gets you through your day. Right, so Moises Caicedo, absolutely brilliant. And in the absence of Cole Palmer, not even really arguably, he is just the best player on the Chelsea squad at the moment. He has always been very good at the number 6 role, and he is starting to add goals and creative flair to his game as well. It is just really starting to look like there is nothing that this guy can't do. And we love to compare players in the Premier League. As football fans in general, we all love to say, this guy's better than this guy. So today we are going to use SofaScore and look at 8 of the top centre defensive midfielders in the Premier League and see where Moises Caicedo rates among them based on the stats. Now, I know the stats don't tell the whole story. There's the eye test, there's the intangibles like leadership and other stuff that you can throw in there, but just based on the stats, although not definitive, I do feel when looking at the stats for a centre defensive midfielder, it is a bit more telling about his ability and where he ranks. So let's get into it. Let's get into the list of the 8 top midfielders in the Premier League and where Moises Caicedo ranks among them. So starting at number 8, we have 26-year-old American player Tyler Adams, currently plying his trade at Bournemouth, who at the time of recording is second place in the Premier League. This season is wild. But despite Bournemouth doing so well, Tyler Adams does find himself in 8th place in this list with a SofaScore rating of 6.8, which is nothing to sneer at, by the way. In number 7, and this one surprised me a little bit based on the fact that these stats are per 90, is Rodri of Man City. The 2024 Ballon d'Or winner has struggled a lot with injuries recently, and this season is no different. But despite that, he still finds himself 7th in this list with a very good rating of 7.1 or 7.10. We'll call it 7.1. That one was a bit of a shock. I expected him to be higher because unbelievable player, but we are talking about the here and the now. In 6th place, 1 point above him, and this one's a bit mad, it is Caicedo of Man United for this season. Man United have had a really patchy season in general, but they are now starting to find themselves in some form. Caicedo in particular didn't do particularly well under Ten Hag, but has been trusted by manager Ruben Amorim and is performing really well. At 33 years old, he is still showing the majority of his counterparts in the Premier League that he's still got miles in the tank, and gotta give him respect for that one, man. Caicedo doing really well. In 5th place, it is Arsenal's Martin Zubimendi, who despite it being his first season in the Premier League, is doing pretty well. He has a SofaScore rating of 7.22, and to be fair, we absolutely can't take anything away from Arsenal. As much as I hate it so much, but Arsenal are having a really good season, and Zubimendi has been a big part of that with 8 starts in the Premier League for them this season. So I know potentially some of you guys watching this would have been like, what about Declan Rice? I decided to go with Zubimendi because he is more that classic number 6, you know, that traditional number 6 kind of player, whereas Declan Rice has evolved into more of a box-to-box attacking threat. In 4th place, another surprise, João Palhinha of Tottenham Hotspur. Despite not really making a difference in the game yesterday, he has had a really good season. With a SofaScore rating of 7.26, João Palhinha does find himself in the top 4 for centre defensive midfielders in the Premier League this season. And here we go, top 3 centre defensive midfielders in the Premier League this season, and none of them are really a shock. In 3rd place, we have Granit Xhaka, who is a player reborn. Sunderland absolutely smashing it. This is one of, if not, well, in recent memory at the very least, one of the best performances from a promoted team in the Premier League that we've seen. We have been talking about, you know, commentators, pundits and YouTubers alike for quite a long time now, how the gap has been widening between the Championship and the Premier League. Sunderland have been out of it for a really long time, and I think they dropped down to League One at some point as well. So they have done a really good job to find their way back up here, but to be where they are in the Premier League at the moment is absolutely amazing. And Granit Xhaka is for me is kind of looking like the signing of the season so far. He's galvanised their team. His passing stats are absolutely unbelievable, and he has a SofaScore rating of 7.31. Amazing signing for Sunderland. Brilliant Premier League player, and at 33 years old, the same as Caicedo, he's showing a lot of those players that he's still got miles in the tank. Number 2, so this is it. Number 2 in the Premier League. Ryan Gravenberch. And that is fascinating because Liverpool have been off form recently, I think it is fair to say. They got a win yesterday in the Premier League, which could potentially be the start of a bounce back for them. But either way, Ryan Gravenberch finds himself with the second highest rating for centre defensive midfielders in the Premier League at the moment, with a SofaScore rating of 7.41. I haven't broken down all of their stats because this video would be like an hour long if I did that. But one thing I can say about Ryan Gravenberch is out of all of these midfielders, he has the best attacking stats. Really, really important part of starting their attacks, and he's scoring goals as well. So despite Liverpool having a bit of a leaky defence game after game up until recently, Ryan Gravenberch has consistently been a really good player for them this season. So you know what that means? The king of centre defensive midfielders in the Premier League this season, as told by SofaScore, if you buy into the stats, is Moises Caicedo. He has a SofaScore rating of 7.47, and the diminutive Ecuadorian tank is smashing it in the Premier League this season. Chelsea's season in general has been tumultuous, I think it's fair to say. We have had-ups, we have had downs, and we are really, really struggling with consistency. And Moises Caicedo in himself has been struggling with injuries as well. He's been being protected, he's not been training every single game. I remember, big thing for me was before the Fulham game earlier in the season, he didn't even train for the entire week and still got put on. He is just turning up game after game at the moment. Enzo Maresca is managing him really well, and ultimately he has to, because Moises Caicedo, even carrying an injury, carrying niggles, carrying a problem, is still proven to be not only one of the best players in our team, but one of the best players in the Premier League, bar none. So there it is, guys. That is where Moises Caicedo stacks up against the other top centre defensive midfielders in the Premier League. People are starting to talk about the comparisons to Kante a little bit more as well, and not necessarily, stylistically they are quite different. But Moises Caicedo is definitely finding himself in that kind of company in terms of being that, such an important player at number 6. Ultimately, like I say, man, Kante was very, very different. Kante was more defensive and in general, and a little bit less physical than Moises Caicedo. Not physical, do you know what I mean? Obviously, Kante was a very physical player in the grand scheme of things, but Moises Caicedo kind of throws himself into challenges and tackles a little bit more and has a little bit more edge as far as the eye goes as well. So, Chelsea fans, Moises is king. I am a Moi boy. That is a term that has been coined by my friend Lewis from FFB, and I'm thinking about starting to get t-shirts made up. Let me know, would you wear a Moi boy t-shirt? Because if you do, I'll make one and I'll get it on my store. Nice one, guys. Thanks for staying until the end of the video. If you did, I hope you're all having a wicked day, and if you fancy chilling out and hanging around for some more Stamford Sync, check out this video here, which is my instant reaction to the win against Tottenham yesterday. I did a watch along with Kai from behind the dugouts, and we instantly gave our reaction to the end of the game, and I uploaded that as a video. So if you want to see what we thought about it, go and check it out. Nice one, guys. Take it easy. Peace.